Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your man Preston Max. Hope you're all having a great Sunday, great day, whatever day you're watching this. I'm just getting back from vacation. I got some great pickups on vacation, as well as I had some mail waiting for me when I got home. I also had some packages that got delivered the day that I left, so I didn't really get to open those until I just got back. So I figured I would showcase them on the channel and let you know some of my recent pickups. So we'll get right into it, starting with the classic Madvillain by MF Doom and Madlib. Not really much I could say about this that people don't already know. Rest in peace to MF Doom. Admittedly, I wasn't a huge MF Doom fan until he passed away. I think when an artist passes away, you really then appreciate kind of the legacy they had left behind. But I was in a record store in Florida where I was at, and they actually had this there for like $24. The prices at the store were so crazy. It was called We Got the Beats. I could leave a link in the description because they have a website, but they kind of pride themselves on having comparable prices to even Amazon. So when I walked in and I saw this for $24, I knew I had to grab it. But just an absolute underground classic. Pretty much everyone knows and loves. Production is crazy, raps are crazy. Pretty much all these songs are great. Accordion, Meat Grinder, Fancy Clown, All Caps, Figaro, another great one too. But yeah, I mean, I know that this has become so popular that even some stores, when they get them, they sell out almost instantly. They're sometimes hard to find online. So saw this and I knew I had to pick it up because I believe it's around like $30 anyway on Amazon. So even just that little bit of a discount to be able to get it and support a local store was really cool to me. So just a classic, happy to have in my collection. That's MF Doom and Madlib with Madvillain. Alright, next up we got Riggz with I Got Samples. This is his debut mixtape. It released in 2017. I believe this was like his first official full-length project, and if I'm also not mistaken, this is the first official pressing of it as well. So this came out on his own website, so you can see there it's 87 out of 100, hand numbered there. Really great project. This really shows, I think, the potential that Riggz has and had. I think he is really on his way up right now, as he just came off a few big projects that have been getting a lot of buzz in the underground community. And if you listen to this project, it really sounds like someone who's had history in the game, and so I really think it shows his potential. A lot of great features on here. You have other DeCloth members, as well as the Griselda members, but this variant was really cool too. It's kind of this black and dark blue, so I knew when I saw that I had to have that as well. They had a few different variants too, but you could see on the middle section there, that's kind of a nod to the original cover, and then this here is kind of like an alternate artwork. Just a really cool variant. Some of my favorite tracks on here, of course, we have like Sleeves with Mooch, probably the most famous other DeCloth member. What Hustlers Do with Benny and Rob Gates. There's Noises in the Bushes with Conway feature, that was really good. But in terms of like his own work, I really enjoyed Top of the Year, as well as None of That and Go For You. I think those really are the best tracks that kind of foreshadowed what he would do kind of on his solo work, such as like Wake Up Set released last year. So just a really cool project. I think this is going to be a good one to have. I think Riggz is gonna has the potential to blow up pretty big in the underground. I think he has a lot of skill and a super unique voice, and I think this is going to be kind of a nice piece of history to have if he kind of ascends to greater recognition in the future. So that is Riggz with I Got Samples. Next up we have Davino with Face Melt 3. I am not a big Davino fan. I know that he has a super cult fan base, and so I kind of had thought to myself right before this dropped that I really wanted to check out some of his music and see kind of what all the buzz was about. Whether or not this was the best time to do so, tell me in the comments. It seems like there was a lot of back and forth to this album. Some diehard fans were kind of let down by some of his newer work, but he's also an artist that has a super big, diverse catalog, but you can't really find it anywhere really easily accessible. He sells digital album. Actually, I think that the cost of this album digitally is more than the cost of this vinyl. So be that what it may, I was happy to check it out. I think this was like 30 bucks or something like that from Goodfellas. Take it out of the sleeve here. You can see there, limited to 150, number 69 out of 150, and it's on a pretty cool variant as well. It's kind of this like half and half, like moon cookie, half white, half black, like yin yang kind of vibes that it gives me. But Al Davino, from what I know, is a graffiti artist, and so he does all the covers himself, so that's kind of cool that it's his artwork. This is the third installment of the Face Melt series. It was also pretty interesting, like Face Melt 3 and 4 came out right around the same time. So I just was trying to like talk to some fans and kind of gauge, you know, who he is as an artist. But this project is pretty short. There's no names for any of the tracks, so I can't really recommend any tracks. Also, it's not necessarily a project that's like super available for you to listen to unless you want to go out and buy it anyway. But it is pretty like, it gives me the vibes of like Makami or the God Fahim. I definitely think that is who Al Davino was inspired by, especially Makami, in the sense that like he treats his music as art and sells it as such. But I do think that his core fans have been a little let down in his projects. I think this project is good. I don't regret buying it. It was definitely pretty just like casual to listen to, and it was relatively short as well. So I probably won't be racing to buy any too much more Al Davino, but I'm definitely glad that I could at least experience one of his projects for a relatively good price, and I'm pretty happy with it. So anyway, that's Al Davino with Face Melt 3 from Goodfellas. Up next we have Regatta by Curreny and Harry Fraud. This was definitely a sleeper pick for me for 2021. I really didn't get around to listening to this too much until I heard that the pressing was going to come out. And definitely one of the coolest pressings I have. I just, if you follow me on Instagram, I just recently made a post of my top 5 favorite color variants in my collection, and if I would have gotten this right around that time, it definitely would have made it. This is by far one of the cooler pressings I have, so you can see that it is just super cool. It's almost like the blue is single color, but then the green, there's depth to it, so it looks like you can almost like see different layers of depth to the green. So just a really cool color variant on that. But Curreny is kind of known for his ability to just keep pushing out projects after projects. So I would call this one an EP for sure, produced by Harry Fraud. I think the production is great. This is definitely probably my favorite Curreny work of the past year. It is definitely puts me in a more summertime, tropical mood. There's a lot of nods to, of course, sailing, as well as there's powerboat racing, Florida Nas, you know, the Key West classic song on there with the Florida powerboat racings. The beats are definitely chill and jazzy, and I have been listening to this a lot. The features are also great. You got 2 Chainz, Larry June, Jay Worthy, Styles P. You can see them all right there. I definitely listen to this front to back every time I do. So again, just a really solid project from Curreny. If you're a big Curreny fan, you'll definitely love it, and you really can't beat the color variant on this as well. I'm just happy to have this in my collection. Definitely looking to get some more Curreny. I've really been listening to him a lot, and definitely can appreciate artists who definitely put out a lot of work. So really happy to have this one. That's Regatta by Curreny and Harry Fraud. Up next, we have Reloaded by Rock Marciano. Definitely been trying to get build up my Rock Marciano collection. I found this on Discogs for $20. I think that was an absolute steal. It was used. It was probably played once. The seal was still on it. Who even knows if it was taken out or played once? You can't ever really tell. But this is definitely a classic to a lot of diehard Rock Marciano fans. This was released in 2012, and man, if you listen to this project and think about it being released in 2012 and think of like this underground sound that's kind of being defined today, it'll kind of show you why a lot of people consider Rock Marciano like the godfather of this whole underground sound. It's definitely very gritty, but it's also kind of smooth and soulful at times. The beats are super simple. Rock Marciano's voice is super simple. I kind of make jokes all the time with my friends about like all of the like underground artists that have super high voices, and I think Rock Marciano is kind of the start of that too, really. So kind of this like super unique high voice over these like really simple production just lets Rock Marciano kind of like, you know, carry the tracks with his voice and his bars. Definitely some of my favorite tracks on here. It's gonna be Flash Gordon, as well as Emerald's The Man. Thread Count is another great one too. Just another classic. Again, like I said, trying to get my Rock Marciano collection up because I really think he's the one responsible for a lot of the sound, and I really think he deserves appreciation, so I'd love to have some of his catalog in my collection. What a better way to start with Reloaded. So Rock Marciano, Reloaded, $20, Discogs, can't beat it. Next up, we have Currency with Collection Agency, another Currency album. This was the first EP he released in 2021, and man, I really think you could tell that, I don't know if it was just, you know, the pandemic or the state of the world, whatever. Usually I think people tend to like Currency because it's a lot more kind of like smooth and relaxing music. Regatta is definitely that tape. This one's a lot more aggressive and dark. This is another one I got from the shop in Florida, and I probably only paid like $20 or $22 for this one as well. On this orange vinyl, really cool. It's almost like safety cone orange. It kind of matches the cover here, and it even has the sticker there. You can see it's limited to 1,000 copies there. So just something I saw, a project I have listened to a couple of times, but never really listened to it crazy. But to see it for the price, I couldn't pass it up. Again, a lot more darker to me. You could even see it from the cover. Like I think of like, you can see him in even what he's wearing in the cover. Like it's colder, it's darker, it's aggressive. It's kind of, I think it was released around winter time. Of course, it started 2021, but it definitely like kind of coming through the pause of the world and kind of the thoughts of like releasing music. Definitely kind of set the tone for this at that time as well. Some of my favorite tracks on here, definitely Smiled on Me, probably Closing Date, Shout Out with Larry June, Above the Law, Misty is also a really good track too, that I believe you can only listen to on vinyl. I'm not sure if it's available on other streaming services, but anyway, just another great project from Currency. Happy to kind of be building up my Currency collection with these pickups for great prices. That's Currency with Collection Agency. And last but not least, we have Son of G Rap with Cool G Rap and 38 Special. This was released in 2018, I believe. This is a super underrated project by 38 Special with Cool G Rap. It definitely seems like it's more of a 38 Special project, and Cool G Rap is kind of like the mentor that's guiding him through. If you really like Stabbed and Shot and kind of like the dynamics that 38 and Benny the Butcher kind of go back and forth the whole time, this gives me like Stabbed and Shot vibes just with Cool G Rap and 38 Special. They kind of go back and forth this whole time, and it's kind of like the old and the new generations going together. It's super cool. A lot of great features, especially with all the Trust group, like Ransom and Shaynor as well. Freddie Gibbs and Mayhem Loren on here. The production is pretty crazy. There's a lot of Alchemist, Derringer, 38 Special himself, Pete Rock, as well as DJ Premier and some others. But a really great project. I actually was super hyped to find this in the store in Florida. 38 Special is a Rochester native rapper. Rochester is only about 45-50 minutes away from my hometown, so definitely kind of like the upstate legends for sure. And you don't even find stuff like this in some of the local record shops around me, so to walk in one in Fort Lauderdale and find this kind of like blew my mind, so I knew I had to get it. Again, the prices on these as well, from where I've seen them around, they're not super expensive, but they were cheaper in the store, so I was happy to get that for a great price. Again, this album, if you're a fan of 38 Special or Cool G Rap, definitely worth checking out. I think this one goes overlooked just because of the catalog that 38 Special has kind of created for himself since even 2018, but definitely worth, I guess, like, it's definitely worth the collaboration with Cool G Rap, someone who's so well known and considered such a legend in hip-hop and the underground. And so to have him kind of as like this partner and mentor through this project. I also believe this project was really started years before. Kind of took a few years to really pull together, but just an absolute great project. Definitely worth checking out. Some of those songs I said again, like Flow Gods, Upstate to Queens is a great one, G Heist, Dead or Alive, Young Is, that's a great one too. So if you haven't checked it out and you're a fan of either of these artists, I highly recommend it. I never really see too many people talking about it, so when I walked in, this was kind of the first thing I saw, and I immediately grabbed it and kind of kept it with me as I checked out the rest of the store. But that is 38 Spesh and Cool G Rap, Son of G Rap. And that'll be it for this collection update video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at PressedOnMax. I'll be making some posts over there with some of these and some kind of like highlights of them as well, with most of my favorite tracks when I give them another thorough listen to, give you some more opinions on there. Thanks for checking out the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hope you all have a great day. Peace.